This video is entitled The Foreign Aid Scam. Ladies and gentlemen, why do other countries like Australia and other countries around the world, other Western countries such as Canada, the United States, Great Britain, have to give millions and millions of dollars of foreign aid each year with no explanation, no reason to give the money except to say, we have a foreign aid budget, so we have to hand it out when we've got farmers in northern New South Wales and northern Queensland that have been in drought in Australia for 6 or 7 years, and the government doesn't give them a goddamn penny. It's an absolute disgrace. Meanwhile, Australia gives $300 million to Indonesia every year, a country that flogs gay people in the street. It is an absolute disgrace. I've got no problem with helping foreign countries out. I want the world to come up together and I all want us to be free. But this automatic just handing over millions of dollars to foreign countries for the sake of it and to look good to our pals in the UN is an absolute disgrace when we've got 7 million homeless in this country and millions of people, of our own citizens, below the poverty line that need help. And that goes for every country. Bloody Canada gives millions and millions of dollars to ISIS fighters returning, and Trudeau government couldn't give a flying you-know-what about their own citizens, as well as putting them in danger by letting ISIS fighters back into the country, both in Canada and in Great Britain. It is an absolute disgrace. And Australia, a small country like Australia that's at 25 million, that can't even support what we've got now, allows 200,000 immigrants in every year. 7 million homeless Australian citizens in this country who we're not supporting, and farmers stricken by drought who we won't give a brass razoo to, and we're worried about foreign aid, how we look to the UN. Who cares about the UN? I don't. I care about my own country and the homeless we've got in this country and the people that we've got below the poverty line and the people on the dole queues living by check on welfare checks. That's who I care about. Instead, no, Australia, we have to look cool and relevant. Our UN and our EU pals. What an absolute disgrace this is. What an absolute disgrace. When are we going to get leaders that care about our own citizens instead of caring about how they look in front of these useless panels? And it is an absolute joke. Australia spent millions of dollars to sit on a human rights panel. And you know who else is on the human rights panel, ladies and gentlemen? Saudi Arabia. They kill gay people and throw them off roofs. They're on the Human Rights Council. These globalist shrills worship the UN. What a joke. I did not vote for a one world government and I did not vote for the UN. It is an absolute disgrace. If countries need help from Australia, I've got no problem in giving them help. If it's a legitimate claim and they write a submission to the Australian government explaining what the claim is and explaining why they need the money, and then it is decided the claim is legitimate, then the money can be handed over. And if the money is not used for the purpose that the submission was written for, then the Australian government keeps an eye on it. And if the money is misused, then the country has to pay the money back with interest. That is what real foreign aid should be. But of course, our first priority should be Australian citizens. The governments are supposed to work for us, not the rest of the goddamn world and not their cronies. It's a disgrace. There is no need for a mandatory foreign aid budget. And why are we giving $300 million to Indonesia every year and letting thousands and thousands of immigrants in from Sudan and Somalia, war-torn countries, right? And as a result of this, crime's gone up in my state 40% in 12 months in Victoria as a result of this mass migration influx. Of course, the Australian government, the other Western governments around the world, won't recognise the genocide in South Africa and won't give a brass razoo to South African white farmers, and they let in as little as possible. The Australian government gives $300 million to Indonesia. It is an absolute disgrace. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, foreign aid is a scam. It should be done on a case-by-case basis. And I'm going to stop talking now. Thank you very much.